Welcome to this special episode of Young Americans Abroad. Today, instead of discussing our young American players overseas, we'll be taking a look at the U.S. men's national team's recent friendly against Paraguay. My name's Austin Van Churn.
And my name's Patrick Ferry.
And welcome to our show. So guys, we're here this week to talk about the U.S. men's national team friendly against Paraguay that was just played Tuesday night. And we're really excited to talk about this game. I know we saw some things we liked. We also saw some things we didn't really like.
Oh yeah, nice 1-0 win though in a friendly. It's always good.
True.
Right?
Yeah, it's always good to win a friendly.
Saracans undefeated.
yeah, still I guess. But yeah, so we're excited to talk about this game, and let's start off with just the starting lineup. So there were some surprises in the starting lineup, I would say. But let's just run through it real quick. So you had Zach Steffen starting in goal. Then you had on the left back position, you had Jorge Villafaña. Then at the two center back positions, you had Cameron Carter-Vickers and Matt Miazga. And then in the right back position, you had DeAndre Yedlin. I guess I should mention the formation that we started out with in this game was a 4-1-4-1. So in that one position in front of the four defenders, the number 6 position, that was Will Trapp starting off the game, and he was also captain for this game, which
Captain Will,
which I never thought I would really see. But yeah, we'll talk about him a little later. He actually had a pretty good game from what we saw. And then so on the left wing or the left mid position, we had Kenny Seth. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
We learned that maybe everyone's been pronouncing his name wrong in this game.
We still like to say Saif. We were watching the game, and every time the announcers were saying Seth. It's cringeworthy.
Yeah, it was. We were cringing the whole game. But hey, it's his name, so we have to
respect that.
Gotta respect it, yeah. And then the two center mid positions, you had Tyler Adams. Then you also had Marky Delgado earning his first cap, which was interesting. And then you had on the right, you had Darlington Nagbe. And finally, up top, you had Bobby Wood, everyone's striker who's created a lot of controversy recently this season.
Especially if you've been paying attention to our episodes.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully you guys have. Yeah. So Pat, do you want to start off with something you thought from this lineup just going into the game, something that jumped out to you that you saw?
Sure. I mean, well, maybe jumped out initially what we were talking about, maybe not in the most positive way, just from our just maybe experiences seeing him in MLS was I was a little surprised about Will Trapp maybe being named the captain more so. I know Sarachan likes him as a player, and
we've kind of seen
that. Yeah, and he seems like he'd fit into that 4-1-4-1 where he played. But again, I was like we were mentioning right before we were filming here. Trapp looked really composed back there, and almost like he's been playing there a while, really commanding there. It seems like he was giving some good orders, keeping in line with the midfield and defense. And Austin, what did you think? I
was kind of shocked to not shocked to see Will Trapp be there, but like you said, shocked to see him as the captain. Obviously, Weston McKennie was out for this game just with an injury he's been dealing with the past few weeks. So I wouldn't think he'd play in that 6th position, but even if he was healthy, that was another option that they could have gone with.
Yeah, definitely.
But, Will Trapp, kind of a surprise as a captain, but not really a surprise when you look at how many CDMs were on our roster this time. But
That's true. That's true. And then I know Austin, there there wasn't much going on, but even just to get that start and goal, and someone that you've been very high on, Zach Steffen. So if you want to go on, obviously there wasn't much to analyze in this friendly, but just for him to get the start is definitely exciting.
True. Yeah, and I think it shows really where Zach Steffen stands in that depth chart of goalkeepers and the U.S. men's national team pool.
Such an unknown depth chart of goalkeepers right now, too.
Yeah, really, at the moment, especially with Bill Hamid not even getting game time for his club team in Denmark, Midtjylland.
Yeah, that's not good.
But I think it really showed him starting the game tonight that he's jumped over Bill Hamid, and then eventually he played the whole game, which we'll probably get to and talk about a little bit later. But that was surprising to me. But I loved it. I loved seeing him on the starting this game. I loved seeing him in there. Looked okay during the game, but that was another surprise. Another surprise that I think, Pat, maybe you can talk about a little bit more is how Anthony Robinson was not in the starting lineup, and that was someone that we were hoping. I know talking about before the game, we were hoping we'd get a chance to see him. Maybe not start the game, but we were hoping he'd start the game just because he seems like a very exciting player from all the
Yeah, exactly. We've been talking about with his great loan in Bolton, how well he's been doing there, and consistently most of the season he's like for Bolton he's been starting. So no, but we were expecting, especially before the game, that we were informed that most likely all of the substitutions would have been used.
Right.
So that was a little bit of a downer, but Anthony Robinson, I kind of see maybe why the U.S. put Villafana and Yedlin out on the outsides as more maybe a veteran presence to a team that was so young. Obviously they're young too, but I guess I could kind of see those established
that's a good point.
Outside backs being there. But it would have been, like you said, to have him sub in maybe the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the game, and you see what he can do on an international stage. Yeah,
definitely a bummer that we didn't get to see him tonight. But yeah, we were a little disappointed, obviously, that he wasn't in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and then Austin, I know, speaking of lighter news, you're excited to finally break that goal-scoring drought with Bobby Wood there.
Yeah.
And so an excellent build-up play as well. If you want to talk about that.
True, yeah. So the only goal of the game came off of a nice pass from Marky Delgado to Tyler Adams, who made a great run up the middle of the field, surpassing a defender. Took it down inside the box, tried to go around the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper fouled him. So a penalty was called, and then Bobby Wood took the penalty, and it was kind of a weak shot off a penalty. I don't know how I want to say that. But he scored. And
he was playing it safe. He's like, let me just get it on target.
yeah, definitely that's what it looked like. But yeah, he scored, broke his goal drought at club and international level.
Which is great. Great. He really needed that.
Yeah.
Especially at this point.
True.
And even, I know you're just mentioning the build-up there. I thought it was, obviously, the Paraguay, I thought, did not look good the entire game. I would give all of them, if we were playing FIFA, maybe 4 out of 10s.
Oh, okay.
5 out of 10 the highest, which is brutal, but...
Harsh critic over here.
Harsh critic, I know. Sorry. But they were all of the center backs, outside backs were all stepped up way too high. But it was great to see, Delgado and even Adams recognize that, and Adams made such an intelligent run. Yeah. And you could see Delgado's head was on a swivel quick, looked up, knew that Tyler Adams would get there, and played a beautiful ball, and that was nice to see. Kind of came out of nothing a little bit. But.
Yeah, especially right at the end of the first half as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it was a nice run of play. Obviously, the only goal of the game. So now maybe we'll talk about some of the players we liked in the game, and then maybe some players that we thought could have impressed us a little bit more.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Right. We don't want to steal from the Total Soccer show. Shout out to
Total Soccer. I love them.
But no, so I think the first player that I want to bring up is Will Trapp, and we talked about him a little bit earlier, but he had, I think it was like 2 really nice long passes, long diagonal balls across the field. In the first half, I think were both, I don't know, I'm starting to get the game a little confused in my mind, but I just remember there was 2 really, really nice long passes that he had in this game that really just showed his quality. And I'm not a very big Will Trapp fan, so seeing that from him, and then also
it's hard for him to admit.
No, a little bit. But just keeping possession throughout the game, contributing a little bit on defense.
He gave Almiron a hard time too.
Yeah, that's true. He did do a decent job on defense. So yeah, I think this was a great game from him. Not a fantastic we're just piling it on, but it was a very good performance from him. He looked like a player that could contribute at the international level. I know it's a friendly, and I know it's against a team like Paraguay who might not be at the top of the FIFA World Rankings, but I think he showed that he might have a future with the U.S. men's national team, especially in some of these smaller tournaments that we'll probably play in the next few years.
That's a great point to bring up, as in you could definitely see him featuring and making a good prominent role, but also it seems like as McKinney grows, I see him kind of obviously being more of that starter, and Trapp coming on maybe as a solidifying himself in the national team, but as maybe that sub or that kind of secondary option.
Right.
Possibly. That's just my opinion. But
yeah, and he's more of a 6, a center defensive mid. So I think we'll try to play Wes McKinney a little bit more forward, and also Tyler Adams.
That'd be exciting. Yeah.
And then we also have Keaton Parks, who we can throw in there, who might play in a 6 or an 8 position. Then you also have players like Kellen Acosta. There's another player that just jumped in my mind, but now I'm losing my train of thought. But there's a bunch of players that can fulfill his role.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what his role is going forward. And like you said, he could provide cover for those players when maybe they need a rest during a tournament or something like that, or just provide cover for them as a 6 when they play in the 8 position or 8 positions. But yeah, so who is another player that impressed you today, Pat?
So I know we mentioned it a little bit before, but Kenny Seth. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. I can't even take myself seriously. I mean, no disrespect to his name, but we're just so used to saying Saif.
Yeah.
But anyway, he is, like we've been mentioning beforehand on this show. He's slotted out on the left mid there for Anderlecht as well, and you saw some of his tendencies. How he kind of start out wide and shift more into the middle, as well as you could see some of those free kicks and crosses. He's whipping in some dangerous balls.
Yeah, he had a lot of good free kicks and corner kicks today. I was really impressed with with those. Just
definitely.
Really surprised me.
And it was nice to see he was very involved. The announcers were constantly saying his name.
Constantly.
Yeah. And but he obviously, you got to build some chemistry there. There's some miscommunication between him and Villafana sometimes, or
a little bit.
Someone else. I can't recall.
Him and Tyler Adams, it seemed like we're always kind of trying to play each other. In the space.
And that's, again, I guess, just
and Bobby Wood, I guess.
Just such a small sample size. It's just friendly with all these new faces, and but no, I thought he looked pretty good. He definitely made a positive impression going forward. So then, Austin, is there another player that you thought looked pretty good, or maybe you could have a good future?
Yeah, so I think 2 players I think had pretty good performances, maybe not true standout performances, but I think Marky Delgado showed today that he can be an international player going forward as well.
I was impressed with him as well.
I think there was times where he did lose possession here and there and didn't maybe win balls back as quickly as he could have. I'm thinking of one where he tried to make a tackle and
he did it
completely missed the ball. But yeah, I think he played pretty well today. Showed that he should be in some more camps going forward. He deserves to be getting these call-ups.
Definitely.
And then another player that really impressed me in the short amount of time that he was on the pitch was actually Rubio Rubin. So I thought he looked very lively in the game today, had that nice move to get around a defender, and then got fouled at the end of the game. That looks nice. We didn't really see much of that technical ability from Rubio Rubin recently in the games we saw for Club Tijuana.
Yeah, definitely.
He didn't really show that he could control the ball in tight areas as well as he did, I thought, today in his short appearance.
And that was great just to see, like you mentioned, him being able to prove it on an international stage.
True.
Definitely where, against, maybe it was a friendly against again, the Paraguay team that wasn't performing at the top level, but it is exciting for him to see.
But they have some good players.
They do have some really good players, It's exciting for him to, like you mentioned, that energy he had along with that skill. And
it also looks like he's getting his confidence back.
Yeah, that's key. That's key, definitely.
So, now I guess we want to talk about some players who made their debut today, and the biggest one, I think, would be Tim Weah. So, Pat, do you want to talk about maybe Tim Weah's time on the pitch a little bit?
Sure. I know just from, I guess, what I saw, maybe, I guess you could say defensive-wise, or he made 2, I thought, really crucial, great tackles right in the open midfield, which is hard to make, and didn't kind of lunge in, was intelligent with his surroundings, and was able to kind of intercept the balls. And I know going forward, Austin, maybe not really reservations, but there's some things that he could have done better.
Took a little bit too long. That one time when he was played in the space by Rubio Rubin, just took like maybe 1 or 2 seconds too long to make a
Right.
decision and cut inside a little bit quicker.
Do you think that's just the
and lost the
speed
ball.
of just an international game, or is it just
Yeah.
obviously just getting into that, still developing even in the first team there at PSG? And
Yeah.
what do you kind of think? He's just kind of adapting to the speed, I guess.
Yeah, I think you got it right there. I think he's still adapting to the professional level, and you know the speed of a first team international team. I think he needs to react a little bit quicker. Definitely, we saw that in some of the games he played at PSG. He's a little bit slow to react at times, and I think we saw that today. But like you said, he won the ball back and looked dangerous again going forward, even the small sample size that we had today.
That's right.
So,
and then another player off.
Exciting to see him on the pitch.
And another debut there, the forward.
Yeah.
We were excited. I was unsure if he was going to get in, Andrea.
Right. Yeah. So Andrea Novakovic. Yeah.
Novakovic.
Andrea Novakovic. Yeah. So he came on today. He looked okay. Didn't really get too many chances to impress.
That one.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. So I think it was Tim Weah who passed it ahead to him, right? Yeah. And got into space, sped by a defender, which we didn't think was possible since he's so tall and like lanky. But sped by a defender, took a shot. Shot was saved by the goalkeeper and then ricocheted right off of Andrea out of bounds.
Tough luck.
So that was basically his only bright spot of the game. But again, it was exciting to see him, not win the ball, but get the ball in space and then bypass a defender on the run and take a pretty good looking shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, small sample size of both Andrea and Tim Weah. But I think it was pretty promising debuts for them.
Definitely,
they looked good on the pitch for the amount of time they were on the pitch.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely all positives going forward. The U.S. even came out up the gate there. You could see them kind of pressing a little bit. Just seems like a lot of them had a lot to prove, and they had that kind of
I agree with that.
fire, I thought, for a friendly, and definitely was the better team, and deserved the result, in my opinion, Austin.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think maybe later on in the first half, they lost some of that fire.
Sure,
and were kind of just banging their heads against the wall, like trying to do the same thing over and over again. But no, I think they came back again in the second half, looked a little bit sharper, and put in a good performance in the second half to warrant the win and get the win.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it was a pretty good game today. Like we said, they got the win. So we enjoyed, having this special episode. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode, because we'll try to do this for more games in the future, and we're trying to figure out some more ideas of what we can talk about on the off weeks, and then
if you guys
obviously
have any ideas, please in the comments below.
Yeah. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. Leave a comment in the comment section. We'd love to interact.
And again, we got those Instagram pages and Twitter.
That's right.
Followers always going up, so feel free to hop on there.
Yeah, and we got some good content too.
We got some good content.
Yeah. But again, so thanks for watching, and I guess I'll just say it today.
You gotta say it, man.
One day, again, this was the next step to our long road.
Trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process. Tim Weah said it, so it has to be true. Trust the process, and one day we'll win the World Cup. One day.